Ladies and gentlemen, what I bring you today is the true nuclear bomb of Barça fandom. Let Roncero, Edu Aguirre, and the entire El Chiringuito team hide, because tonight, they won't sleep a wink. Camp Nou, our temple, our holy home, the cathedral of world football, is reborn in a way you've never imagined. And yes, I have the exclusive images, the leaks, the kind of stuff that would make Florentino Perez himself green with envy. He's probably in a meeting with his architects right now, saying, "Why didn't we think of this?" Well, dear Florin, because you have zero cool imagination, and the only thing you know how to copy is referees and favors since the 1950s. Cool, if you're listening to this and your heart is racing at 1,000 beats per minute like mine, you know what you have to do. If you bleed Blaugrana and hate the free whistles Madrid gets, subscribe now, because this channel is the cool trench against all the white propaganda. Here, we defend Barça with everything: drama, epic stories, laughter, and unconditional love for our colors. And listen up, Cules, because this isn't just a renovation, it's a revolution. The new Camp Nou will be a colossus. Every brick, every screw, every new seat carries the Blaugrana blood and the memory of our triumphs in its soul. This is where champions rose, where legends wept, where Madridistas always arrive with a handkerchief in hand and a backup bar in their suitcase, just in case. But the bar won't save them from what's coming, because make no mistake, this isn't about cement and steel, it's about soul. And Camp Nou breathes, beats, and will roar like never before. The new images I've obtained show an architectural marvel that will make the Bernabeu and its little shopping mall roof look tiny. That roof they're so proud of, as if they invented the wheel, when in reality, it looks like a multipurpose gym hosting a kids' basketball tournament. Even those from Chamartin know their thing is cardboard, posturing, and Florentino's marketing to keep selling smoke. In contrast, Camp Nou will be a living monster. The stands will be closer to the pitch, steeper, with more pressure than Floren's checks to referees in the 90s. Will it be a volcano? Imagine Madrid walking into this pressure cooker with 100,000 cules chanting in unison, "Así, así, así gana el Madrid." Not on TV, live, with the renovated acoustics turning every chant into thunder that can't be silenced. Roncero will need noise-canceling headphones to keep from fainting in his press seat. And yes, I can already see the usual TV pundits trying to downplay it. Yeah, but the Bernabeu has a big LED screen, a screen that, by the way, is only good for Madridistas to watch instant replays of invented penalties. Here. No. Our screen will replay goals from Messi, Ronaldinho, Iniesta, Xavi, and soon, LAMINE, YAMAL, and GAVI, who will toy with the Blancos when they visit. Come on, Edu Aguirre, with your permanent funeral director face, saying it doesn't matter. Edu, my man, stay calm. The new Camp Nou screens will be so big you'll see in 8K every time Vinicius whines to the ref, which is basically every time he touches the ball. And listen, let's be clear, the stadium project isn't just about aesthetics. It's pure Barça style, grandeur, beauty, and excellence. Every tourist who walks in will see the difference between the authentic and the artificial, between a football temple and a giant IKEA with grass on top, like the Bernabeu. Madridistas can brag about their facade lights, but that facade only hides decades of favors, football dictatorships, and cardboard Champions Leagues. Meanwhile, in the cave, I can already picture poor Roncero crying live on air. The Bernabeu is better, the Bernabeu is more modern. Oh, Tomas, of course it is, buddy. The same Bernabeu that had leaks until 2 days ago. The same Bernabeu where ultras were brawling in the stands while the club looked the other way. The same one where you lifted trophies because you had the regime backing you to silence everything. Camp Nou, on the other hand, is a symbol of struggle, resistance, and dignity. And now comes the most brutal version in history. Like it or not, the only thing you can do is accept it. That's right, Cules. Let no one be mistaken. This is also a football political statement. Barça is saying, we are still here. We were here, and we will be here. Let Florentino throw his money around, let the media sell smoke. We build temples, a temple that will live 100 more years, where our grandchildren will see new Messis lifting Ballons d'Or and Madridistas crying on Sundays because they always lose here. And speaking of crybabies, let's not forget Vinicius. I can already imagine him stepping onto the Camp Nou pitch, surrounded by 100,000 throats chanting in unison without stopping. Vinicius looking at the camera, whining to the ref, doing his little Trillo. Well, get ready, kid, because this new acoustics will echo so loud that even your barber will go to bed listening to how you got humiliated on the wing. And Benzema, probably chilling in Saudi Arabia by now, will say, "My God, what I missed." Well, yes, Karim, you missed it. And thank you, because one more humiliation at Camp Nou wouldn't have fit in your resume. This stadium will be more than football. It will be an artistic, cultural, architectural, technological, and 100% cool emblem. The details in the leaked images show integration with the city, the neighborhood, with Barcelona. Camp Nou won't be a shopping mall disguised as a stadium like the Bernabeu. It will be the heart of the neighborhood, the lung of the city, the cultural engine. You walk into Camp Nou and you feel the identity. You walk into the Bernabeu and you feel like you're walking into a Zara. And of course, what will the Spanish press do now? What they always do, downplay it. Yeah, but the Bernabeu has a giant screen, a screen that, by the way, is only good for Madridistas to watch instant replays of invented penalties. Here. No. Our screen will replay goals from Messi, Ronaldinho, Iniesta, Xavi, and soon, LAMINE, YAMAL and GAVI, who will toy with the Blancos when they visit. Meanwhile, the Kuel workers lay brick after brick, and I can't help but imagine the first European night under the newly inaugurated lights. A cold February night. The Champions League anthem booming. Camp Nou dressed in gala attire, and on the other side, because who else could it be? Real Madrid, trying to act tough with their usual TBO competitive gene. Competitive, they say. As if we didn't already know the trick of the Almendrucco refereeing. As soon as the whistle blows, the pressure from 100,000 throats will crush them psychologically. Every Kuel pass will become a Visturi, a flick knife, slicing through the white defense like hot butter. Imagine Pedri handing out assists like candy, De Jong driving like a Formula One car, and Lewandowski finishing between a sea of flashes and racing hearts. The cameras will zoom in on Ancelotti, his face twisted in confusion like a lost grandfather, staring at the scoreboard for divine intervention, only to see the replay of the enemy's goal in Mega Ultra HD, a reminder that experience without talent is useless when the talent wears the Blaugrana crest. And of course, the TV broadcast will give us the essential shot, Tomás Roncero in the press box, sweating, internally panicking as he insists Madrid will come back because it's Madrid. Meanwhile, a young Kuel behind him holds up a Messi jersey with the number 10 and a delicious, "Thanks for coming." To top it all off, the stadium's commentary will blast that goal so loud it echoes all the way to Barceloneta Beach, and tourists will join the collective pogo that makes every reef in Berlin look tiny. This will be the moment the world confirms that the reborn Camp Nou isn't just a stadium. It's the ultimate form of football poetry and, by the way, the recurring nightmare of Madridismo. And if you thought the feast ended there, hold on, because the second half of this Kuel fantasy arrives with a soundtrack of icy whistles for the opponent and a bright red cauldron for our gladiators. Imagine the 70th minute. Barça leads 2-0, and Xavi, the master of ceremonies, brings on Lamine Yamal to set the wing on fire. The first ball he touches, a humiliating dribble past Camavinga, a nutmeg on Mendy, and Vinicius, who watches from afar with a "I do that too" gesture, swallows hard because he knows his dance moves can't compete with Kuel audacity. The crowd roars with that primordial ole that echoes all the way to Montjuic, driving the jealous merengue neighbors crazy as they frantically turn down their TVs to drown out the party. Meanwhile, in the VAR room, the referees stare at each other, clueless about what to invent to stop the bleeding. But this time, no semi-automated offside will save them. Barça is a hurricane. Lamine scores in the top corner, arms raised, and the fans chant his name like a secular prayer. On the panel, Edu Aguirre snaps his pen against the table, unable to articulate anything beyond, "Better not talk about the referees." The same line he used when Ramos was hacking down players like a lumberjack in a forest and getting away scot-free. But now, we're writing the script. The new Camp Nou dictates the sentence, silences the Blancos, and turns every rival visit into a trip to the House of Horrors. Because, my friends, when Barça wakes up and its temple roars, neither Florentino's wallet, nor the Liga's muscle, nor the capital's media storytelling can stop the Blaugrana tsunami. Here, you come to suffer if you wear the white crest and to revel if your heart beats to the rhythm of Visca el Barça, which already resonates deep within the newly laid steel structure. Now, let's look beyond the matches and imagine daily life in the new Camp Nou. Because, listen up, we're not talking about a stadium that only vibrates for 90 minutes. No, dear merengues lurking in the shadows. This will be a living space, open to the neighborhood, open to the people, where cool culture breathes in every corridor. Cafés, interactive museums, innovation zones, all steeped in Blaugrana. Do you know what that means, Roncero? That even on a Tuesday at 10 a.m., when the Bernabéu looks like an empty desert with an echo, Camp Nou will be buzzing. Students on guided tours, families strolling, queues buying official merch, tourists awestruck by holograms of Messi and Ronaldinho's goals. A total experience, a cool Disneyland where every corner screams, Siente Barcelona. Meanwhile, the Bernabéu will just be a shopping mall with grass, selling iPhones and €20 burgers while the Blancos try to convince themselves that this is modern football. Florentino turned his temple into a Zara. Laporta is turning ours into the Vatican of football. And this difference, brothers and sisters, is so vast that neither brand marketing nor Chiringuito propaganda can hide it. If you truly feel this pride and want to be part of the Blaugrana resistance, subscribe. Turn on notifications now, because this channel is your megaphone to shout to the world that Barça isn't dead, Barça never dies, Barça endures and will endure because we are an eternal passion. And speaking of propaganda, what a dantesque spectacle awaits in those TV debates when more images of the new Camp Nou emerge. Picture Josep Pedrerol trying to smile as aerial shots of the Blaugrana Colossus flash on screen. Inside, he's burning, of course, because he knows every square meter of our stadium is dynamite against his centralist narrative. They'll roll out the usual lines. Well, first they have to pay off their debt. Well, first they have to finish construction. Well, in Madrid we have more Champions Leagues. How tedious. It's like your neighbor, who always gets his power cut off, telling you, you can't buy a new TV before paying your mortgage. Look at yourself, champ, before judging others. The truth is, the Camp Nou under construction is already more terrifying than the finished Bernabéu. And when we inaugurate it, oh, the epic tears that will flow. Because remember, friends, Madrid and its press have never tolerated Barça shining brighter. They did it in Guardiola's era, in Ronaldinho's years, in Messi's Clásicos. Remember how they said tiki-taka was boring? Of course it was boring, when they couldn't touch the ball. I'll leave you with this final thought. Cules, the new Camp Nou is more than a stadium. It's an act of resistance, a cry of love for our colors, a tribute to those who were here and those who will come. We'll live many moments there, great, epic, tear-jerking ones. Do you think LAMINE will silence more Madridistas with his dribbles? Do you think GAVI will give his all in this new temple until he becomes the eternal captain? Can you picture Ansu Fati, fully recovered, shining again on this stage? I believe it, and you feel it too. So, Cules of my life, subscribe, leave your comment, and get ready. This Camp Nou will be the stage for FC Barcelona's renaissance. And when the Madridistas try to talk about their little roof or their screen, we'll simply tell them, Bienvenidos al nuevo camp, la casa de la eterna humiliación madridista. Visca el Barça, and Visca Catalunya.